We're down in Twin City, Georgia at Single A, Emmanuel County Institute, 15-0 state champions in 2007. One of the leaders on that team, obviously a record-setting season for you. Wasean, elly, the running back, committed to the University of Georgia. Wasean, first, let's talk about your season last year. Talk about what made you guys the best in the state. Why did you guys cruise through the season and go 15-0?
Well, workout over the summer, that helped a lot. And as team leaders, we've been playing together since recreation ball. So we depended on each other, and we knew what each other can do.
Talk about your season. Almost rushing for 3,000 yards. How many touchdowns you have again?
58.
Yeah, record-setting, 58. Probably could have had more, but you guys blew so many people out. You came out of the game early quite a bit during regular season and stuff too. But talk about your season. Why do you think you had such a monster year last year?
Well, 'cause I got a monster offensive line, and I just worked hard. I've been preparing myself since day one for a season like that. Hopefully, I have another next year.
Now, do you think you'll be more of a marked man next year now that people know very well who you are? Your name's been in the press a lot. Obviously, one of our top players in the country on Rivals.com. Do you think it'll be a little bit harder for you next year to run for those same kind of numbers?
Oh, yes, sir. It'll be hard because a lot of teams last year, they didn't really notice me and they didn't pay no mind, and I just heard them. So this year they'll be keen on me. I'm more hard and do it again.
What about your offensive line? Is that pretty much coming back for you, or do you got a lot of guys leaving?
But we have like two seniors leaving, but mostly they come back, and we got some young players stepping up.
Now let's talk about you as a player. You're around 5'11", 200 pounds. What's your best 40 time so far?
This school 4.3, but when I went up to college, it was like a 4.5, 4.54.
Now I know you have great vision, great body lean, do a lot of little things very well, making the great cuts, yards after contact. How would you describe your style of play as a running back?
Well, I can be a power back, and then sometimes I can be a speed back. Like if I ever get in front of you, you ain't gonna catch me. I just try to play mainly like a receiver and be lean.
What do you think? Obviously, you do so much already. What do you think you need to improve on between now and the time you move to Athens?
I probably need to hit the hole harder, work better on my size, and get my legs bigger. Now,
is there anybody in college or in pros that you kind of watch and try to learn from, or maybe run like?
Get fatter and more done. I try to balance myself in between the others.
One guy's about 5'8", one guy about 6'3". If you can do in the middle of those guys, you're pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. Now, let's talk about Georgia. Georgia offered you early. You jumped on it quickly. Were you just waiting for Georgia to offer? I know Florida has offered some other schools. What made you pick Georgia so fast?
Well, Georgia, I always said the first college they offered me, that's the one I was going to take. And that was the first one I knew about. And me and Dex had the same college, so we decided to go together.
Now catch us up on what schools have offered you other than Georgia.
Clemson, Auburn, Florida State, and that's all I think right now.
Now, there were some rumors about Dexter looking at possibly LSU. He kind of squashed that stuff, so there's no chance. He's Georgia all the way. What about you? Do those other schools have a chance, or are you definitely going to Georgia?
I'm going to Georgia, but I don't want to be redshirted, but I'm going to Georgia.
Talk about the red shirt. Is that something that's very important to you to play right away?
It's not really important. I'm kind of in between it right now because I do want to go get bigger and go ahead and get a couple of classes, but again, I want to play right away.
Now, what do you like about Georgia? I know you guys have been there before. I know for a camp, for a game. Talk about what you like about University of Georgia.
The pass, I like DJ on cycling, and they got No Shun Marino, all the great backs they had. And David Green, David Pollard, and Thomas Davis. I just always wanted to play where they played.
Now you're a Bulldog now down here. You're going to be a Bulldog in Georgia. wearing the same colors, almost the same kind of helmet. I mean, it's like you're just moving on to just a higher high school almost, but there's a big difference from college to high school. What do you think is the biggest difference or biggest adjustments you'll have to make going from here at a single A school to one of the top schools in the biggest conference, the SEC?
I have to focus a lot. I have to focus a lot more, and I'm gonna do a lot on my own. Using my mother, she did everything I need, so I'm gonna have to get out on my own and just do what I can.
What about the atmosphere? I know you've been to a Georgia, game in the past. Kind of compare what you saw there to what you play in front of here.
Well, they had more fans, millions of fans, while they're in the black. But as far as enthusiastic, they're about the same. Our community down here, they love football and they love UCI.
I know you got a teammate also, other than Dex, that's committed to Georgia Tech. Jason Lanier. Dex said that you guys already been talking it up a little bit with him. What do you say to JC about you being Bulldogs, him being a Yellow Jacket?
He think he gonna knock me out as soon as chance he get, but it ain't gonna happen.
The last question for you. How excited are you to know you have your spot at Georgia? You're committed. You have your scholarship, playing for a guy like Coach Rick, playing for one of the top schools in the country, and another long line of great running backs. Here comes you with Sean Elly behind, Sean Moreno, Caleb King, Garrison Hurst, Herschel Walker, all these names. How does it feel to know that you have a spot secure there at Georgia?
When they told me I had a scholarship, I was very excited because I want to play behind Caleb King and Sean Moreno.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Sean. Definitely best of luck here, defending that state championship, and then on to Georgia as well. Thank you.